to the entire World Teacher YouTube channel. I am Shafi. Dear speaker and listeners, today we presenting 4 interesting and amazing stories. Building your house, and sand and stone, a teacher's protest, and do not do evil to anyone, which may bring positive changes in your life and behavior. So don't miss a single line. The stories is very short and interesting and amazing to enjoy. Read by screen or listen by voice. Building your house. An elderly carpenter was ready to retire. He told his employer contractor of his plans to leave the house building business to live a more leisurely life with his wife and enjoy his extended family. He would miss the paycheck each week, but he wanted to retire. They could get by. The contractor was sorry to see his good worker go and asked if he could build just one more house as a personal favor. The carpenter said yes, but over time it was easy to see that his heart was not in his work. He resorted to shoddy workmanship and used inferior materials. It was an unfortunate way to end a dedicated career. When the carpenter finished his work, his employer came to inspect the house. Then he handed the front door key to the carpenter and said, "This is your house, my gift to you." The carpenter was shocked. What a shame. If he had only known he was building his own house, he would have done it all so differently. So it is with us. We build our lives, a day at a time, often putting less than our best into the building. Then, with a shock, we realize we have to live in the house we have built. If we could do it over, we would do it much differently. But you cannot go back. You are the carpenter, and every day you hammer a nail, place a board, or erect a wall. Someone once said, life is a do-it-yourself project. Your attitude, and the choices you make today, helps build the house you will live in tomorrow. Therefore, build wisely. Sand and stone. A story tells that 2 friends were walking through the desert. During some point of the journey, they had an argument, and one friend slapped the other one in the face. The one who got slapped was hurt, but without saying anything, wrote in the sand, "Today my best friend slapped me in the face." They kept on walking until they found an oasis, where they decided to take a bath. The one who had been slapped got stuck in the mire and started drowning, but the friend saved him. After the friend recovered from the near drowning, he wrote on a stone, "Today my best friend saved my life." The friend who had slapped and saved his best friend asked him, "After I hurt you, you wrote in the sand and now, you write on a stone, why?" The other friend replied, "When someone hurts us, we should write it down in sand where winds of forgiveness can erase it away. But when someone does something good for us, we must engrave it in stone where no wind can ever erase it." Learn to write your hurts in the sand, and to carve your benefits in stone. A teacher's protest. There was no timetable nor a room designated for prayers in the school. The school was secular, hence prayers were not supposed to be allowed. After being interviewed and accepted by the school administration, the eager teaching prospect said in protest, "Let me see if I've got this right. You want me to go into that room with all those kids and fill their every waking moment with a love for learning. And I'm supposed to instill a sense of pride in their ethnicity, modify their disruptive behavior, observe them for signs of abuse and even censor their t-shirt messages and dress habits. You want me to wage a war on drugs and sexually transmitted diseases, check their backpacks for weapons of mass destruction, and raise their self-esteem. You want me to teach them firm belief in God, patriotism, good citizenship, sportsmanship, and fair play, how and where to register to vote, how to balance a checkbook, and how to apply for a job. I am to check their heads for lice, maintain a safe environment, recognize signs of antisocial behavior, offer advice, write letters of recommendation for student employment and scholarships, and encourage respect for their elders and future employers. And I am to communicate regularly with the parents by letter, telephone, newsletter, and report card. All of this I am to do with just a piece of chalk, a blackboard, a few books, a bulletin board, and a big smile, and on a starting salary that qualifies my family for food stamps. You want me to do all of this, and you expect me not to pray. You expect me not to pray when Holy Quran Baqarah 2:45 says, "Nay, seek Allah's help with patient perseverance and prayer. It is indeed hard, except to those who bring a lowly spirit. O my Lord, make me and my children among those who establish prayers." Ibrahim 40. Indeed it is the prayers, which helps to refrain from indecent acts and evils. Ankabut 45. You want me to do all of this and you expect me not to pray when success of everyone depends on prayers. Holy Quran Al-Mu'minun 9 says that successful believers are those who are punctual in their prayers. Dear sir, since I am sure that I will not be able to fulfill your expectations, nor I will be successful in my career without prayers, I resign willingly from the post. The administrator looked down for a while, then suddenly declared, "Young man, go ahead with your job. You have taught me a very important lesson today. Without prayers and help from Allah Almighty, no work is a success. We shall make special arrangements for prayers from today. Do not do evil to anyone. There was a man in Isfahan who used to beat his wife, but unfortunately she succumbed to his beating, though he had not intended to kill her. But when she was dead, he became fearful of her relatives. In a state of anxiety, he came out of his house and met an acquaintance to whom he posed his problem. The friend told him to invite a young man to his house and behead him and put the severed head next to the wife's corpse. Then he would tell the wife's relatives that he had found them together in bed and was unable to control his ire, and slew them both. The man liked the idea and sat at the doorway in anticipation of a young man. After some time, a handsome youth passed by his house. He invited him inside and beheaded him. Then he summoned the wife's relatives and told them the fictitious story. They were satisfied that the person who had devised this plan had a teenage son who did not reach home that day. The man was worried, and when the son failed to turn up, he came to the house of the one whom he had offered evil advice and asked him if he carried out the plan suggested by him. Yes, said he, and took him near the dead bodies. He was shocked when he saw that the youth he had killed was his own son. His evil advice caused the death of his own son. The moral of this story is that one who digs a pit for others falls into it himself. History is replete with such incidents. I am looking and wait for yours humble suggestions. So, it is chain of thousands short stories we will daily presenting for you. Just support me, like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, Entire World Teacher, to tund up with daily basis. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day.